Hello, hello, it's Annabelle Beckwith here with another in my series of the 7 stories, 7 lessons thread that has been going around. And well, this one is about shared humanity. A few years ago, I was very privileged to be delivering a training program for some business leaders in Saudi Arabia for this particular client company. And it was a really illuminating experience for me on so many different levels. And the story I'm going to share with you didn't actually happen on the programme itself, it happened afterwards. And a few of the ladies from the course were going to go to a market that was quite well known in Jeddah to buy some new hijabs and abayas, and they kindly invited me to go along with them. And as they were looking around the shops, well, the first thing is that I noticed is that, you know, if you glance at an abaya, you just see a black robe. When you're browsing through them in the shops, you suddenly think, oh, actually, there's a terrific amount. There's a lot of variety here, in terms of, you know, the cut, the trim, and so on. So the ladies were spending some time selecting the ones. Now, here was the thing: the conversations were around, does this one make me look fat? And there were some surely that buttoned up at the side, and they weren't quite as flattering as the ones that were just buttoned at the front or were over the head. Does this make me look fat? The other thing they were saying is this a decent quality? Is this a decent quality fabric, or will it go bobbly in the wash? You know, is it going to stretch or go out of shape or something? And the third thing was, as we looked around the shops, oh, was this a good price? Because there was one a bit like that in that shop over there. That was a bargain. And I thought to myself, well, now look at that. These are exactly the same conversations that I would be having with my friends if I was going out shopping. There was a lady there who had her daughter with her, she was 14. Now, this lady came from quite a conservative family herself, and her daughter was picking out some of the more daringly cut abayas with, you know, fancier trim and so on, and her mum was saying, no, that's not appropriate. Now, it's a totally different context, but my daughter at the time had also been 14, and just the previous weekend I had been clothes shopping with her. She picked up a skirt that I thought was inappropriately short and said, right, no, put it back, it's inappropriate. Here was the thing: it was a totally different culture, it was a totally different context, and yet the conversations we were having pretty much exactly the same. And the thing that taught me, again, it's patterns in human nature the world over, is that we only need to scratch below the surface. We don't need to look too far to recognise that there are more things that unite us than divide.